Yo, wake up, rise up, time to take a stand. Got my coffee in my cup, got my mind in command. Life's a grind, but I stay on track. Sip that fuel, keep my spirit intact. Mornings hit hard, but I fight back strong. Steam rising up, motivation lifelong. Caffeine in my veins got me thinking so clear. No room for doubt, just vision and gear. Mental health matters, yeah, we all got lows. But every sunrise brings a chance to grow. Dark days come, but they never define. Sip slow, breathe deep, keep your soul aligned. Pour it up, take a sip, let the good vibes flow. Ain't no storm in my mind that can steal my glow. Stay strong, stay bright, yeah, we rise above. Every drop in my cup is a lesson in love. Pour it up, take a sip, let the good vibes flow. Ain't no storm in my mind that can steal my glow. Stay strong, stay bright, yeah, we rise above. Every drop in my cup is a lesson in love. Positive, yeah, that's my daily routine. Gotta flip the mindset, keep the outlook clean. No toxic thoughts, no energy drain. Just a double shot of love running through my brain. I see my people stressed, man, I feel that too. But you ain't alone, we gon' push on through. Every setback, every tear you cry is just another chance for your soul to fly. Breathe in deep, exhale that fear, sip that strength. Keep your purpose near, life's too short for a bit of mine. So sweeten it up, let the light inside. Pour it up, take a sip, let the good vibes flow. Ain't no storm in my mind that can steal my glow. Stay strong, stay bright, yeah, we rise above. Every drop in my cup is a lesson in love. Pour it up, take a sip, let the good vibes flow. Ain't no storm in my mind that can steal my glow. Stay strong, stay bright, yeah, we rise above. Every drop in my cup is a lesson in love. So here's to the grind, here's to the dream, here's to staying woke, fueled up on steam. Keep your heart full, let your passion ignite. Cause the world needs your spark, let it shine so bright. Pour it up, take a sip, let the good vibes flow.
Hello, hello.
In my mind that can steal my glow. Stay strong, stay bright, yeah, we rise above.
Oh, good.
Drop in my cup is a lesson in love. Pour it up, take a sip, let the good vibes flow. Ain't no storm in my mind.
Sounds perfect.
Stay strong, stay bright, yeah, we rise above. Every drop in my cup is a lesson in love. Yeah. No, yeah.
There we go. I'm not the smartest person when it comes to this technical stuff. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all coming in today. This is my first real podcast. And I'm really excited to have this person here with me because I have all of you here with me, to be honest with you. But Atissa is an absolutely amazing person. She has been with me since I started the coffee shop. She has been an absolutely amazing friend. And I thought, who better than to have on my first real podcast than the person who really motivated me and pushed me to do this. So I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. But Atissa, welcome, and I hope you're in for some fun with me because I have some questions for you.
Heck yeah. And thank you so much, Aaron. You're awesome.
You know, it's honestly, it's ever since I started this journey online doing podcasting or streaming and stuff, it's been a constant battle in a sense of trying to find my place and understand what people want to see from me, which is why I've tried different games and tried different ways of doing it. But I truly feel like this is going to be the way for me to really reach people and get my voice out there so that people can understand that, number one, in their battle, whether it be with mental health, physical health, autism, whatever the case may be, you're not alone. And that's my sole goal with everything I do, is to help people understand they're not alone, that there is help out there. And asking for help is not a weakness, it's a strength. So that's number one. So that's the main reason why I do what I do. And Atissa is an angel, a rock, an absolutely amazing person. So if you're looking to get something started, no, I'm just joking because I'd overwhelm her. Don't reach out to her because she'll be mad at me. Don't do it. There's other people. Seriously. No, I'm just kidding. But Atissa, like I said, I just want to say thank you for everything. And if you have anything you want to say, go right ahead because I just appreciate everything you do.
Aaron, from the moment I met him, puts a huge focus on mental health. When I met him, I was a very, very, very broken individual. And what was neat about his coffee shop, because you know those times you're just like, I need to leave the house. I need to breathe some fresh air. I need to do something different. I stepped into his place. He had stickers that said, you're great for who you are. He has all these stickers of autism awareness, and he had this in the first place, or no, it might have been the second place, but in one of the coffee shops he had this mosaic that people were working on for mental health, and it was so beautiful to go in and just see that expand. And to know that he was helping different people. So, as much as he wants to put, we're both Canadian. So everyone get used to the fact that we're going to take a compliment and then shoot it back to the other person because we just cannot accept one.
No,
But,
no, that's just
but no, he's a
that's
good
just
dude.
silly. Accept a compliment. Come on now.
Yep.
Jeez. So next thing I want to do, because I know I'm really bad for this, is everyone in the chat, Days, Dwight, Eufus, Tenchi, all of you, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys. I don't know if I missed anybody yet because I'm trying to be really quick and look at this. Buttercup, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And I'm going to be throwing my questions at you. So any question that anybody in chat wants to answer, make sure that you type it into the chat because I will take the time to look and make sure that I see your response. Captain, thank you so much for being here, brother. I tried to send you a message through Discord, and for whatever reason, it blocked me. I've been having a couple of problems with Discord, so I'm going to reach out to them and figure out why they wouldn't allow me to send a message to you because you're next on my list of people that I want to have chats with. So we'll be connecting again really soon, Captain. But yeah, everybody, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. So,
I think we're on ad break. Just to
okay.
cut you off there.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for telling me.
Say anything important.
Nope. Oh, I keep forgetting that I want to shut the ad thing off.
Oh, I got you.
Well,
you're back.
That's why to respond to your. I'm pretty sure we are friends. I was actually trying to send him an invite to my Minecraft realms, and it just came up and said denied, message denied, contact support or something like that. So I think it was maybe just a link problem or something. But yeah. So I have questions that I have created for this. So I'm going to ask Atissa the question. And I'm going to give everybody a minute or two to respond in the chat if they'd like to respond to the questions. Because I'd like to, see how everybody's doing, see how everybody is right now in the moment, and if there's anything I can do to help. So here's the beginning of the questions. I'm going to take my time, give you guys a chance to be involved. And I'm really hoping that everybody has an absolutely amazing night. And yeah, let's get started. So the first 5 questions I created are for individuals that have never been around or involved with autism. And this will help me to understand just where I need to focus my awareness for autism and mental health. So the very first question, Atissa, is this. And I know that you are in the world, but I'm still going to ask you anyway. First impression, when you hear the word autism, what is the first image or stereotype that pops into your head?
A frustrating question because I get frustrated at what I know a lot of people's initial thoughts are.
Yes.
I always think of whimsy when I think of autism, only because once I managed to find the parts of myself that I loved, those are the parts that I had killed because they weren't considered okay. And that's kind of also what I think of is a lot of social norms, a lot of masking, a lot of changing to be who you think people need you to be.
Yes.
Which is frustrating, and I hope that we're able to change that a little bit.
Well, and for women, one of the things that they've noticed primarily in women is that women have the ability to mask a lot better than men do. So unfortunately, up until really the last 5 years, women were being overlooked on the spectrum because they were able to actually mask a lot of the symptoms better than men could, or boys. So you're seeing now that there's a lot more young girls and women that are being diagnosed with autism because they're understanding the ability that you guys have of masking, right? And there's a lot of things that like an autistic boy will do, but an autistic girl won't, and vice versa. So they're starting to understand better now how to determine, really when somebody's masking or when they're not, or when they, what symptom is what, right? So it's interesting to see the change over the last few years when it comes to autism, but it also is frustrating to see the numbers go up so fast. I think right now it's 1 in 30 is diagnosed with autism. Okay, that's just a huge, huge number.
And just kind of a side note, because it goes along with what you said. I think it's important to note that women's health in general is extremely behind. It's
Oof.
not just autism, it's so many different factors that we're now realizing, oh, okay, we need to put a lot more information, a lot more education, a lot more um everything
Yes.
into this. So I think that's really valuable to kind of point out too, that like autism's on that same road that a lot of different health things are going down, where people are now realizing, oh shoot, we need to look at this a little differently, and we're able to help more people.
And stop. The thing for me that's always frustrated me is the pointing of the this is the reason why. This is the reason why
Mhm.
autism is here.
Mhm.
Nobody knows. They say vaccines. Now they've proven that it's not all vaccines. It's only specific. It's only parts. So realistically, regardless of how it's caused or not, it's here.
Yeah.
Deal with it. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Understand, accept, and just treat people with kindness. It's this whole situation with autism, and like you said, even with women's health. Like that's one of the things we will be talking about over the next few episodes. Is I want to talk about perimenopause and menopause, especially directed at the spouses that aren't going through it. Like there's a lot of information that's just not out there. So there's going to be a lot of things I'm going to be bringing up that most people don't want to or are scared to. Not this guy. I got things I want to talk about. They're going to be out there.
Nice.
All right, on to the next question. Oh, Twy, what did you write here, buddy? Sorry, my message thing. A few examples. Yeah, it's just the thing when it comes to the different things that people are going through. Especially like whether it be autism or even women's health, everyone is different. Every single person is different. So what one person goes through and what one thing works for them doesn't mean it's going to work for the next person. It's a whole smorgasbord of try this and let's hope that it works. And if not, well, let's try the next thing because nobody really knows. But all right, number 2, the sensory shift. If a scratchy shirt or loud fan felt like a physical pain to you, how would you change? How would you move through a coffee shop, for example?
Okay, so excellent example. I don't know how you came up with that one.
I know, right?
Um, yeah, I mean, and this is totally something I'm comfortable with sharing. I think I've shared it on stream a few times, but when Aaron had changed locations, I didn't go. I kept getting in my car and going back into my house because I was like, I can't do it. I know Aaron is there. I know my mochaccino is there, and I know nothing's gonna happen, but I can't handle my space that I cared about so much changing. And I ended up messaging him, and he said, like, this is part of the reason I love this man so much, and I would kill for this man. Anyway, so I messaged him and I said, listen, I know you're gonna understand without me even needing to explain, but I need your help. I cannot get into the coffee shop on my own. I need you to just completely ignore that my hands are going to be shaking, that my voice is going to be rattling, and just let me just be weird. And he was so kind and so sweet, and he gave me a big old hug, and he just, yeah. But to go back on the sensory one, because I guess to answer that part, you just got to have an amazing support system and find a way to do it,
True.
and admit when you can't. Because I
Yes.
very well could have never gone back into the coffee shop if I didn't admit that I couldn't.
But on
Um,
my own defense on that one, that wouldn't have happened because my regulars my regulars would get a message from me over a short amount of time because I'd be like, "Hey, what's up? Haven't seen you. Is everything okay?" And I just got in the habit of doing that. And I know a couple of times there was people I reached out to and they were like, "Number one, how did you find me?" Well, social media, it's not that hard and I know your name. So, and number two, I was worried. So, you know,
that's so
sorry.
sweet.
But no, that kind of stuff has always been really important to me, especially having having a child on the spectrum, being aware of uncomfortable surroundings has been something that I've always done, to be honest with you, where I've been involved in security and bodyguarding and stuff like that. I'm always aware of my surroundings.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, I'm always watching lights and people and doors and sounds, and so I'm pretty sure I'm on the spectrum somewhere because I keep an eye out for that kind of stuff for my son too, right? But
Yeah.
uh
But,
sorry, go ahead.
on the sensory side, so I do have a major one that I feel very comfortable talking about because I think it will help a lot of people.
Okay.
I struggled so badly, especially in depressive moments, with showering. Why? Because you're going from dry to wet. You're going from cold to hot to cold. You're going from it's a sensory nightmare, and it's something that I really struggled with. I'd do it, but I'd just be uncomfortable and miserable and angry, and that's not fun. So, what I ended up doing, which is my solution, won't work for everyone, but I know I'm a treatsy based gal. I like me a good treat. So I got myself a monthly subscription to a shower box that sends me random shower gels and random stuff, and it gets me back to excited because I'm
Nice.
more excited about that stuff than I am nervous about the sensory overload.
Nice.
So there's always ways. You just gotta kind of overthink, not overthink, but think it through.
Yes, 100%. And speaking of the shower thing, like with my son Makai, we've noticed over the last couple of years, especially, he's gone from taking like a 3 minute shower, like he was in and out quick as heck, and now we're noticing that he's starting to take 10-minute showers and 15-minute showers. And the one of the things that really surprised me was for the longest time he would get in and he'd just turn the water on, and I'd go and I'd check on him, and it would be cold. Like it just wasn't, it didn't matter whether it was hot or cold. And now I'm finding he's starting to take hotter showers. But for the longest time, it would be lukewarm or cold. And I'm like, doesn't that bother you? Like, excuse me. But that was his thing. That's what he'd like to do. Excuse me. So, I
Yeah.
mean, everyone, when it comes to sensory, everybody's different. Like for me, I'm very sensory about certain foods. I can't stand certain textures in my mouth. I love the taste, but I can't, like blueberries. I love blueberries. I can't stand the texture of blueberries. I can't. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yep.
Nope, just doesn't work for me. Um, what was the other thing? Certain hot chocolate mixes, for example, if they leave a little bit of grit, nope, can't do it. Makes me feel like I'm gonna like sensory. It's all, everyone's different. Everyone feels different. Everyone's sense is different. It's to try and make sure that, in a way, the people around you are comfortable while you're still comfortable. That's the tricky part in this wonderful world that we're in today.
Yep.
All right, question number 3. What's a social rule you follow, like eye contact, that you've never actually had to think about or learn? Now, for you being on the spectrum, did you struggle with these unspoken rules? Or were they things that were kind of, there already in a sense?
There's some that I still struggle with, so I'm gonna lean on those ones just because it's hey, it's fun to watch someone grow.
Yeah.
I have always been and how I describe it nowadays is I just tell people, listen, I'm a cat, I'm a come, I'm a leave, I do what I do, don't take it personally.
Yeah.
But growing up, I lost a lot of friends because they'd be like, I texted you. And it was like 2 days and you didn't answer, so clearly you didn't care. But no, I only answer messages. I only open up the messages even when I have the energy to do it
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to start into something or give someone a half-assed response.
Yeah.
So that took a long time to kind of get people not I kind of had to change people's perspective on that one. I didn't I kind of got stubborn with that one. I'm like, no, I will take business days. Thank you so much. That's the Atissa turnaround time.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But that's your
but
boundary. That's your boundary.
yeah,
There's some things that we're okay working on, and then there's some things that's just no. This is who I am. This is how I is, and I'm not going to change that because I'm not going to be uncomfortable to make you comfortable. That's just not how it
yeah.
works. You know what I mean? So I completely understand that. Completely. Like with my son Makai, he has always struggled with the eye contact thing. But one of the things we did with him was we didn't force him to make eye contact, but it was just a quick, hey, look at me for a second. And as soon as he made eye contact with me, even if it was just a second, that's all that mattered to me. He could be staring up at the ceiling for the rest of the time. I don't care. I know he's connected to me. He's listening to me because he's made that second of an eye contact. So I mean, there's some things with him that we kind of did push because in social situations, instead of having to explain that, well, he has autism and then having to listen to the oh, you know, it's just okay. Let's do on the work on some things
Mhm.
that are just quick and easy to work on, and then the rest of the stuff, screw you. You know what I mean? Like as long as my son's happy, I don't care. But
Yep.
has was there anything? Is there anything you struggle with now that you feel like people kind of still give you a hard time with when it comes to the social rules, other than what you already said?
Yeah, this one's a little bit more a little bit more hurty feely, but again, it's something I talk about on stream fairly often.
Okay.
Um, I'm just gonna think of how to word it.
Okay.
Give me a quick minute.
Yeah, yeah. You got all the time in the world.
Amazing. So, okay. Something that happens for me and some other women not that have autism, not all of us, but some of us, when I get excited, I do have a tendency where my voice gets higher. I'm a little bit more childlike. I'm a little bit more just excited, unmasked, enjoying the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's when in my past I would be hit with calm down. Why are you so excited? This isn't like this is a small thing or this thing that you care so much about, it's not normal to care so much about it, so you need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Or I've got the classic T-Rex arms, the classic hand waving when I get really excited. And honestly, again, at this point in my life, I use it as more a way to know who to cut out. Like if you were upset that someone's happy, I don't know that I want to get to know you.
Mm.
Um, but it is something that I still even struggle with. Like, I know he's not here in chat right now, but Dog Daytona, he really wants to bring me to the West Edmonton Mall, biggest mall in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've told him multiple times, and he's so sweet and he's so understanding, but I've told him, like, I'm gonna get excited. I'm gonna get excited. I'm gonna get kind of loud sometimes in a way
Yeah.
that's appropriate, but just like you've all heard me. I squeal, I toad scream, I do my noises. Um, and it's finding those friends that say, I don't care. I'll scream with you. Let's go.
Yeah.
Um, because yeah, you don't need to change yourself for others as much as you might feel you want to.
No, not at all. And that's the thing. So it's having, like you said earlier, that support system that just doesn't care as long as you're being who you are and it doesn't matter. That is all that anyone cares about because we just want you to be you, right? Like when we lived in Edmonton for that short amount of time, because whew, that's just too big of a place for me. No, 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 no. Too many people. But when we were in Edmonton, we went to the West Edmonton Mall for the first time, and I remember Mackay just being like, "Holy shit, what is this place?" And for him, it wasn't the people; it was the noise. And then on top of that, because his fixation is elevators, it was every elevator we saw, we almost had to fight with people because it was so busy in there just for him to be able to do it. So it was a good experience for all of us to go there and go through that. But at the same time, it was just like, holy shit, somebody's getting punched in the face if they don't give me a little bit of space. Like,
Yeah.
oh, but so I understand your thing about that, but it is a really cool mall. There was so much to look at in there. Oh my God. When we were in there, they had something going on in the pool. I don't want to say it was dolphins, but there was something that was in there. It was really neat. Like there's just so much there. So if you get a chance, go.
Oh yeah, I'll go with the right folks.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
oh my goodness, no, that's why I'm not allowed in Sam's Clubs in Florida. In Florida, because I literally get to the point where my dad's like, "You're gonna hit somebody." Like this one lady one time, she rams her car into my ankle, and I whipped around, and my dad like grabbed me by the back of the hoodie and just pulled me away. He's like, "No, no, 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 we're not doing that today, no, sir." Yeah. So I feel you.
Nice. So this next question that I have, I actually it kind of pertains to what we were talking about a second ago. And you will probably be able to understand this more than anything, but I really like the way this question, the way I worded this. Have you ever been in a foreign country where you didn't speak the language? And how did that disconnect feel for you? Now, where you've been in a situation where growing up with autism and being misunderstood, you'll understand that aspect of the question. But for those of you that are listening, think about that for a minute. What it would be like to be in a foreign country where you don't speak that language, you don't understand that language, but you got to find a way to communicate. That's what it's like on a day-to-day basis for people with autism. It's just unimaginable, even for me when I watch my son do it every day, that disconnect of the struggle of why can't people just understand me? So now, Atissa,
Yep.
let me hear what you have to say about this one.
Yeah, see, that doesn't sound like it would be that hard for me. And you're exactly right. That's normal. Oh, okay, we're going to an environment. We got to adjust. Let's find the nearest safe people. Let's find the nearest animal that we can go and cry into their coat and they're going to be
Yeah,
fine with it. Like that just feels like normal to me. Mind you, I also recognize it's I recognize that that's a skill that is built up over time that a lot of people would not have.
yeah.
So it's hard for me to answer that one.
For me, like I know, I've never been diagnosed, but I know, working with my son and doing the research that I have, I know I'm on the spectrum there somewhere. But language has always been something that's been easy for me. And like when we got to South America, the understanding we had when we first got down there, excuse me, was that we didn't have to worry about speaking Spanish. And unfortunately, as
Yeah.
soon as we got down there, it was, oh, you don't speak Spanish? Well, you got to learn it if you want to do anything with autism here. So we tried. We were trying to figure it all out. And then one day I said, enough is enough. I'm just going to go to the mall and sit in the food court and listen. And I just started listening to it. And I started to pick the language up so fast. It just started to make sense. And I've noticed even like, for example, I have a friend who's from China. He speaks Mandarin. I'm starting to recognize words that he says, and I'm like, oh, I know what that means. And take, I'm not learning Chinese. I'm not learning Mandarin. But I find that language has been something that has been fairly easy for me to pick up, but then talking is where I have struggled. I understand pretty much anything anybody says, but then trying to express what I really want to say, I have always used the wrong words. My wife will say to me all the time, well, that didn't make any sense. And I'm like, yeah, it did. This is blah, blah, blah. And she'll be like, no, that's definitely the wrong word to use. You should be using this or try this. And it's like, but in my head, it made sense. But to you, it didn't?
So
Ah,
I think, and I'm not here to diagnose anybody, but if I were to describe what you just mentioned and how that works in my brain too, it would be pattern recognition.
yeah,
It's I'm recognizing the patterns of that statement when it's said. I know that I don't know what it means. I don't know the
yeah,
actual words exact translation, but I know that means hello, how are you? Or I
yeah,
know that means how are you doing?
yeah.
Like you just recognize the patterns over time.
Yeah, like when we were in South America and our coffee shop was being built there, I would sit there every day and listen to the construction guys. And they'd be like, "Oh, I recognize that word. Oh,
Mhm.
I know what that one means." And then every now and then I'd throw out a sentence and they'd turn and look at me like, "How the hell did he know that?" And I just picked it up. So now, I speak English, parle français, y yo hablo español. And now I'm working on Mandarin. Like, why not?
I love that.
Like, why not? The one thing that I decided over the last few months is that if my body's going to keep giving me a hard time, well, I better start developing this a little bit more. So why not learn some more languages, right? Just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
All right. So do we feel good with that one?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Question number 5. The human commonality. Strip away the labels. What is one thing you personally need to feel safe in a high stress world?
For me, it 1,000% comes back to that support system. 1,000,000,000%. I mean, even try to remember the me that you met versus the me that exists now.
Oh my
The
goodness, what a
only
difference.
thing that's changed is a support system.
Yeah.
I'm still me.
Yeah. Yep. And one thing that I've noticed, knowing you for as long as I have, you which I'm very proud of you for, you are allowing your support system to grow, which is really important because sometimes that one specific person that you need isn't available. So to have a decent sized support system that you know you can lean on is the smartest thing any person could do, whether you have a disability or not. Having a great support system, every single person on the planet needs.
And I want to throw out to the folks in chat, until you find your system, make sure that you rely on folks like Aaron and I that say to you, reach out to us. Eventually, yes, you'll find your system and maybe your system will be us, but
Yeah.
do not sit alone.
No.
Don't
No.
do it.
No. If any of you, now I'm going to throw out a TV show here because this TV show really hits home for me. It's actually a fairly new show, came out a couple years ago, called Shrinking. And it is a show about oh my goodness, my brain just went dead. They are specialists, therapists. Thank you. There in my brain. And they are psychiatrists. They help people on a day-to-day basis. But the thing I like about the show is that it shows their side of things and how they need help because they're human too. And it just goes to show that it doesn't matter who you are, everybody needs a support system. Everyone needs someone that they can rely on. And it doesn't always have to be your spouse or the person that you think. Your support system can be really whoever you need it to be, period. Like my wife
Yep.
is my support system, but I also know that if I can't contact her, I know I've got a Tissa. I know I've got my dad. I know I've got people that I can reach out to if I can't talk to my wife. So having that extra little bit of help outside of your comfort zone is also good too, right? But here's my question for you, Atissa.
Yep.
If you're out somewheres, you don't have a cell phone, you have no way to contact somebody, and all of a sudden, shit, this is a stressful situation. What would you do to get yourself out of it so that you don't put yourself into a meltdown? So you're at Champlain Mall and something hits, something happens, or you're at a big mall and something bad happens. Like, what?
So I know this is so ridiculously silly and dumb, but and no, it's not. Sorry, I'm going to take that back.
Absolutely.
Atissa, you're allowed to think your thoughts. All right,
Mm-hmm.
anyway. I always think, and someone correct me if it's not Mr. Rogers, but I firmly believe it was Mr. Rogers who said it, but look for the helpers. When I got in my car accident, so a deer jumped out in front of me on the old Fred Highway, if you know it, which I know you do, out near the Silver Fox.
Yes.
So way out in the boonies,
Excuse me.
a deer jumped out. I flipped the car multiple times. I had my cell phone broke. I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Things are not good. And every single person that stopped and helped mattered so much. And every time I've ever been in an emergency situation, there's always a helper. You might not think there is, but think about how many times you've been in a situation and you witness something and you think to yourself, I can help that person. If she, let's say you see a guy getting a little bit too fiery and you look at her and you give her that look of, do you need my help? Whether she takes it or not, she knows that you're there. And that's kind of my thing. No matter how alone you are, you're not alone.
Yeah. No, I understand that completely. And that's one thing, like, I've always been a firm believer that absolutely everything happens for a reason. And that the power of positive thinking is an absolutely powerful thing. Because if you can, no matter what the situation is, if you can find that tiny little bit of positive in it, it'll change the events around you, your mood, the situation, absolutely everything. And then when you have that little bit of support, like you said, people showing up where you're not expecting it, it just makes that situation so much easier. So the first thing that I always tell people when they ask me, like, what do you do in a stressful situation, is number one, like you said, I'm not afraid to ask for help. And the second thing is just know everything's going to work itself out. Everything's going to be okay.
Yep.
because it will be, regardless. Because regardless of how you look at the way your life has been, look at all the shit you've been through that you thought in the moment, I'll never make it through this. And you're still here, still making it through it because you're a warrior. That's why. Dave, I want to say this one more time. I'm super proud of you for everything that you've made it through. And since I've known you, Atissa, you're an absolute beast. And I love the fact that you're willing to come on here today and talk to me about this stuff and just have always been such an amazing person. So once again, I just want to say thank you for being here and allowing me to question the shit out of you.
Thank you for inviting me and making life-changing coffee.
Oh, I'm getting there. There's more to come. All right, so that was literally just the beginner questions. Are you ready for
There's some beautiful stuff happening in chat you might want to read.
I know, that was literally what I was getting to next. So, one thing I wanted to... Give me 1 second here. Monster, I saw your big thing here. I want to read what it said. So, say things that make me feel safe, or when I feel like I can be myself around others without judgment. I feel like I can make jokes and people and they carry on the joke. Absolutely. That's why having the right people around you is so important. Sorry, I keep forgetting to look up here because my chat's over there. Having the right support system with you is super important because you want to always be able to make sure that you can be yourself so that you're comfortable. And as long as you're comfortable, then the people around you are going to be comfortable too. It's the domino effect, right? So having the right support system, the right people with you will make that happen. And Days, I want to touch on this real quick for you, brother. That was me. You're me 20 years ago. I was the typical stoic man. I never talked about my feelings. I didn't talk to people. Mental health was a joke. I'm a man. That's not the way it is.
Sorry, ad break.
Okay.
7 seconds, don't you worry.
How long was it going for, do you know?
Only about 10. It was a short one. And you're back.
Okay. So, Days, listen. I don't know how much you heard of that, but I'm going to say it again. What you're talking about right now was where I was 20 years ago. I was the stoic, typical man. I didn't talk about my mental health. I didn't talk about any of that stuff. Feelings were stupid, and you just put them on the back burner. And what ended up happening to me was I thought I broke my back, and I had to realize that asking for help wasn't a bad thing. It was a strength. Being able to realize that you needed help is so important. It helps you to understand who you are. And another thing I'm going to say real quick is, if you look up the definition of an alpha male is not the strongest of the males. He's the smartest and the most respected because he knows when to ask for help. Remember that. So don't be ashamed to be a man and talk about your feelings. Don't be ashamed to hide any of that stuff because we are all human beings, whether we're male or female or whatever the case may be. Be yourself. You want to talk about your feelings? Please reach out to me because I'm always here for you, brother. And then Twy, let me see here. Why is it not? Let me see. There we go. Some people, not the two of you, can say, "Oh yeah, reach out to me," but then either be inconsistent and or end up just being unsupportive. Yes, and I completely understand that. I used to have a lot of people in my life that would say that, and kind of like a little bit of a side note, when you start your own business or you do something most people wouldn't think to do, the people you expect support from are the people you don't get it from. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but it's the truth. Since my son was diagnosed with autism, all the people in my life that I really, 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 really thought would understand and be there were the ones that were kind of like the farthest away. When I started my own business, trying to get out on my own, the people that I really thought would be there every day to support me never came. So it's like we came back to earlier about the support system. Having the right people around you is super important, and having the people around you that actually care about who you are, that just makes everything so much easier. But we all have lives, and there can be times like I know, actually a few weeks ago, I had someone reach out to me and they were, trying to talk to me. But at the same time, my son was going through something, and so was I. So I know I wasn't 100% there for them, and I know I could have done more for them, but I also let them know in the moment, like, listen, my apologies. I know you're going through some shit and I'm really sorry, but I am too. And I'm doing my best to be here for you. But like, this is like really, really bad timing. And I know timing isn't really the right word, but and unfortunately that person stopped messaging me for a few days, but then we talked again and everything was cool. But it's life happens. And unfortunately, sometimes shit happens at the same time. So that's why it's important to have more than just one or two people as your support system. The more people you can have in your bubble that you can trust to lean on when you need it, the better. I mean, I know for me, my trust circle right now is probably maybe 5 people. But I know that's 5 people that if I pick up the phone and call, they're going to answer or respond in one way or another. So don't limit yourself to the people that you really want to trust, but also don't open yourself up to people that you don't know about, if that makes sense. What do you think, Atissa?
Yep. And also, in moments of crisis, it is absolutely okay to seek proper medical attention. I have called helplines before.
Yep.
I have been in a place of complete darkness, spiraling, not having a good time, and I couldn't find anyone because I was in a different place at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to use some helplines, and I had to hang up on them a couple of times because the
Yeah.
person on the other side didn't care. But
Yeah.
I think about the third call, fourth call, I got someone who talked me through it
Mm-hmm.
and just felt the feelings with me, and that helped. And no matter where you are, I'm fairly certain there are always free helplines.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quickly post, or
Thank you.
no, you have one that you
I,
recently recommended, eh?
yeah, I put it in the Discord there. I think it was a couple weeks ago. Um,
Perfect. I'm gonna find that real quick.
Thank you. Um, and that's the thing. I'm actually, because we're in Canada, I primarily always focus on finding the Canadian links. But I recently had somebody reach out to me. They wanted to know if I could help them find as many links as possible for mental health in the US and also in the UK. So I'm working on that as well, because regardless of where you are, what country you're in, we should all be able to, in one way or another, help each other. So that's literally my goal, is if I have to find, the mental health information for Russia, well, then I'm going to find it, because we got to help each other. This world, regardless of where you are, is one giant community, and we got to bring it back to that and start respecting, understanding, and caring for one another. We will get there one way or another. I know we will. All right. So the next question. Tessa, are you ready for this one?
Yes, I just want to post at least
Oh, yes.
one
Okay.
helpline, so bear with me.
Oh, my goodness, you're so slow tonight.
Do you want to fight about
No, I'm married. I get beat up enough.
it?
I'm surprised she didn't come in here and hit me for that.
Oh, she's gonna scare you later. I know it.
Actually, just before I started the stream, I said, listen, this is not a gaming session. This is a mental health session. So don't come in and do the scaring thing.
Bye,
just, just,
Tim. I
just in
appreciate
case.
you. You're amazing.
Okay. How do I say that name? I don't want to say it wrong. Is
His
this
name's
Sus?
Tim, if you'd like to go with Tim.
No, I want to. What is it? Susumu? Susumu? I can't. I wouldn't even. I'm gonna ruin that. Call. Okay. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. Um. Yeah. Because I like to.
There,
I like to
I've
call
put a
people.
couple of different health lines, so if anyone in chat needs it and just doesn't feel comfortable asking or looking it up, I've given you a couple of them, but I assure you there are plenty, and you can reach out or DM anybody anytime, me or Aaron. We will help to find resources.
Yeah.
Resources are important. Use
Yeah.
them.
Yep. Absolutely. I actually had somebody reach out just a couple months ago now. It was a new family that had just moved to the area, and they found my coffee shop, even though we're not open anymore. They found the listing online. So they were reaching out to me to help them find autism services in the area. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I can help you with that. Give me a couple of days and I'll get you everything you need. And I had them with connections within 48 hours so that their kid didn't go too long without services and stuff, right? They had moved here from, I want to say BC, but it was a quick emergency type of move, so they didn't get a chance to set anything up. So it was kind of like immediate help that was needed. And I was like, hey, call here, call here, call here. You're good to go, and you should be able to at least get something started within a week. So no, I've realized, me personally, I just want to help. I just want to help people. Obviously, I don't want to, put myself in debt or ruin myself in any way doing it, but I just want to help people, whether it's with mental health, whether it's starting a business, whether it's just being a set of ears to listen to them talk. I just want to help people. The
Enjoy
world.
your food, Susumu Kosoko.
What's he eating? I just saw enjoy dinner, Tim. What are you eating, Tim?
He might be gone.
Oh, can't put something like that in the chat and then not tell us what you're going to eat. That's just wrong. Now I'm going to be sitting here guessing. Okay, so
It's their fault for taking too long. Hi,
hey,
dog.
hey, dog. There's my boy. I hope your day is better than the last time we talked. And no matter what, just remember, keep that beautiful smile on your face, dog. Appreciate you, brother.
Yep.
Go find out what he's eating. Seriously, I want to know what Tim's eating. Now it's going to bug me for the rest of the stream. Okay, so this is a question that I have for you that I've been really wanting to know, because a lot of people that I've been talking to lately have been self-diagnosing, and I believe you talked to me about this before, but your autism, since you got diagnosed, has it made a difference? Like,
I mean, yes and no. My
like,
family doctor stopped prescribing me random stuff and being like, "Oh, it's that." Like the spitballing has stopped,
yeah,
which is great.
yeah,
But now it's just like, "Oh, it's because you have autism, and we don't understand female autism." So it's like, well, okay. So first you told me it was because I was a lady. Then you told me it was because I was fat. Then you told me it was because I was depressed. Then you told me it's because I do like you keep
yeah,
telling me different reasons, but none of the reasons are you looking into it or doing blood tests or like
yeah,
doing anything. So it's I will die on the hill that it's unbelievably, there are fantastic doctors out there. Absolutely fantastic doctors.
yeah.
I wish more of them would move to New Brunswick.
Yeah, or stop retiring, because we had an amazing doctor. His name was Dr. Mitten, and he literally was one of those doctors that you could go into him and he would spend hours with you. He would cancel other patients if you were having that bad of a time. Like, he was just a phenomenal doctor. If he knew there was something wrong, he would send you for every bloody test known to man. And then, I mean, just because of age, he retired. And it's been like, why can't other doctors care like that? Why can't other doctors actually give a shit in finding out what's wrong? Like, geez, man. But anyway, that definitely, the whole doctor thing is getting to be a little bit of an issue here. I know that for sure. But
Since I know that you are very comfortable with talking on women's stuff, I need to tell the story of the doctor that almost killed me. May I please
please,
tell the story
you
of
go
the
right
doctor that
ahead.
almost killed me?
Absolutely.
Dr. McCrae, I hope you suck. I hope every single day is bad for you, sir. Anyway, so before I had the tumor removed, I had a period that would not stop. And it would not stop, and I was dying. Like I'm talking like my mom was bringing me into the hospital saying my daughter is dying. Can you fix this? So I had a period that wouldn't stop, and the doctor at the emergency room said, "Here's what you need to do. I want you to take 8 birth control pills one day. I want you to take 7 tomorrow. I want you to take 6 the next day. And if you overload your body with birth control pills, and also it was iron or something else that I want you to take, you're going to be great. You're going to be fine." Basically saying we're going to patch up all those problems with
A drug overload.
essentially. So me being
Fuck.
young at the time, younger than I am now, and also riddled with a tumor that was causing a lot of problems, I was like, "Yeah, sure, great, boss. That sounds fantastic. You're a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm gonna do the thing that you have recommended to me." And I had enough birth control pills to do that. So I didn't there's no going to the pharmacy and the pharmacist jumps in and goes, "Oh, hey, I don't know what he was thinking, but that's not the solution." So anyway, did that back in the hospital a couple days later, and they're like, "Oh yeah, now you are dying. If you weren't before, you are now." And I was like, that's so fucking rude of him to do that. That was the rudest. Anyway, I ended up getting this woman doctor. She was fantastic, OBGYN, and she figured out, hey, there's a thing there that other doctors seem to have ignored. Anyway, it's fine. We got it fixed. I got it fixed. We're good. But like the fact that his solution was just get out of here as quickly as possible, take a bunch of things that we don't really understand all that well, just
Mm-hmm.
overload yourself with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then because you're bleeding so much, here's some iron. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. I
Yeah.
would have died if my mom hadn't jumped in, I would be dead.
Yep. Yep. Well, obviously, I don't have the same problem, but the story goes for me when I was born that something happened when I was born and my heart stopped working. And they gave me, for whatever reason, a shot of penicillin. And that put me into basically anaphylactic shock because they realized that, oh shit, he's deathly allergic to penicillin. Um, and the heart specialist at the time, the child heart specialist that was here at the time, said to my parents, basically, my mom was on her deathbed as well because it was a really bad birth. And they basically told my mother and my father that there's nothing, your son's going to die. He's got a weak heart. That's just the way it is. A doctor from St. John, I just found this out actually a couple of days ago. A doctor from St. John happened to be at the hospital here, overheard the conversation, and said, no, that's not happening. He spent 24 hours at my bedside, and all he had to do was tap my chest whenever my heart would stop, because it's on record that my heart stopped 5 times throughout the first 24 hours of my birth. And all he had to do was sit there and give my chest just a quick enough to make the heart go, oh yeah, we got to keep going. And I was fine. That other heart specialist that should have known was like, you're done. Let the kid die. What? The one that should have known had no clue. And here, learning all this stuff that I've learned over especially the last couple of years about my body, it's really made me wonder about the medical system, unfortunately. Just like the education system, the medical system, our government, everything's at question right now. But the medical system has really made me go, holy shit, they really don't know. I mean,
But I do, yeah.
we know our bodies and we understand what we go through, and they read a lot of books. But I mean, I don't know.
And I do want to say there are some doctors who love their practice and are absolutely amazing at what they
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
There are some that I think we've all met that were that doctor that was like a bloodhound. They got a sniff of what they wanted. They were in it. They were like,
Yeah.
I'm not letting go.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. That's what I mean.
yeah, no.
Like Dr. Mitten, that doctor I had before, he was, like I said, he would do anything for you. And the doctor that actually took over after him, Dr. Cormier, he was phenomenal as well. But what happened with him was he got offered a great job at the local hospital. And he was like, well, money. So unfortunately, we lost him. It's like, oh, shit, man. And when you have medical problems, I know some provinces and some countries, they don't have family doctors like we're used to having here. And I understand that. But when you're used to having that resource and knowing that it's there, that you can just call your family doctor and make an appointment and go there and get things taken care of, when you don't have that anymore, it gets kind of scary sometimes. You know what I mean? But that gets back to your support system. You got the right people around you, you can get the right help. Right?
And to build that, if you're sitting in a place going, okay, they keep talking about support system, but I don't have one. Why are we talking about something that I don't feel is buildable? Focus in on the people that care about you. Focus in on the people that make you feel like yourself. If you don't have those people yet, open up your walls a little bit, just a tiny bit. You might be isolating a little too much.
Yeah.
And if you need guidance with that, reach out.
And actually, if you're here watching this video and you're in either one of our discords, you've already taken the first step needed to start a support system because you're with us.
Yep.
Just keep taking the steps. And remember, when it comes to the steps that it takes to grow and make yourself feel better, it doesn't matter how big those steps are. Just keep moving forward. That's it. That's all that matters. I'm looking at what's going on in the chat. You guys are awesome. Wait, what is they talking about you for?
Oh, okay. Tenchi got me with that one.
Oh my goodness.
Well, guys, stay in your room in the dark, but on a call with me.
Right?
That's the difference. Not asking for perfect. We don't want perfection. We just want progress.
Yep. And just because you're sitting in your room in the dark doesn't mean you can't send to one of us a message and say, hey, got a second to chat?
Yep.
That's all it takes. Okay? That's all it takes. This next question, Tessa, I really want to hear from you because I know as an autistic adult, you will be able to answer this question, but it'll also help you to understand what things are going to be like for my son growing up. What does an autistic burnout feel like for you compared to depression?
Oh, that is such a good one. Both do start the same. Both start exactly the same. And if I don't course correct to understand that it is burnout and not depression, it just keeps getting worse. Because what sucks, and unfortunately, this doesn't answer your question very well, but what sucks is if you start to lean on the one and it's the other, it makes it worse. And they both have such different fixes. What I've started to do, and it has really helped, is whether it's depression or burnout, I've started to focus the energy into something useful. Which sounds like, oh, well, duh, obviously. No, but hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
So with my models, the first time I customized one, I said in my brain, it went dopamine release. This is fantastic. I love this. Let's go. So now when I start to feel any kind of burnout or any kind of depressed or any kind of isolating, icky, not outside of my own body feeling, I'll start to work on one of them and just think. It's important to, yes, it's okay to bed rot. Yes, it's okay to isolate sometimes. It's okay to sit in the dark and just take in your thoughts, but make sure you're thinking, okay, what is it that is bothering me right now? Have I been answering too many people? Have I been reflecting and thinking are going to get you so far?
Yeah. Yeah. What could you tell me? Like, this isn't a question I had written down. I actually just thought of this. Could you tell me what you feel would be the difference between a burnout and a depression state?
So with depression, I'm feeding my dark inner thoughts. With burnout, I'm feeding other people's need for whatever it is they need.
So you're not. So
And
the burnout is more about others, and the depression is more about you.
1,000%, 1,000%. If I existed on if I followed through on what I keep saying to y'all, that I'm just gonna move away to an island out in the middle of nowhere and live with my cats and never speak to another human again, the only thing I would ever need to face would be depression.
Yeah.
But it would be a lot of depression.
Yeah.
Because the things that make that depression better are the things that cause the burnout.
Yeah. Yes. And I get that. I get that. No, I get that. Because one of the things I've always struggled with trying to understand when it comes to my son is like right now where he's 18, he's gonna be 19 in a few months, and I'm big on reading facial expressions. I'm big on reading the energy that people give out. And I find as he's getting older, the facial expressions are they're less and less. He's almost always got the same expression where it's I can't tell if he's really happy or not. And he has what we call the fake laugh, and he has his laugh. But he's starting to, in a sense, put them both together. So I find it difficult to read him now that he's getting older. And I'm trying to recognize, is he just tired? Is he going through a burnout? Is he bored? Is he, you know what I mean? So I find right now trying to understand that big difference, it's really getting difficult because he's not really at the point where he can tell me. Or I find when I ask him, are you okay? It's always the same. Yep. Yep. Right. So it's being able to, as a parent, recognize those differences. And when I have someone like you who I can ask and be like, so what is it like for you, that helps me to understand what to kind of look for. And I know and understand every person is different, but at least this kind of gives me a little bit of an example, which is why I'm asking you this question. So go.
Go. Um, I find that no matter how much I try to not have this be a reality, it still will always be. I find there are different groups, and whether it's based on length of time, familiarity, them being where how I met the person, different things like that. Um, for example, I don't know that my friends or my work would ever see the me that my family sees. And on that same way, it's so funny to me when my family meets my friends and my family will make these comments about things that I do, and my friends are like, "She doesn't do that. Like, what are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Because they are traits that I've just allowed myself to have with my family that whether it was conscious or unconscious, I just don't do it with society. And I think that there just comes to be a point where answering the question, "Are you okay?" Well, yeah, I'm not on fire. I'm not currently dying. There's no blood coming out of my body. But it's a misunderstood question because you're asking, "Are you emotionally okay? Are you feeling full? And are you feeling yourself?"
Yeah.
But the response is coming from a danger. Am I okay? Well, no, I'm not in danger. So, yes, I am okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny that you say that because I actually kind of came to that realization um, primarily a few months ago when I said something to Makai and he didn't really respond. And I thought, well, if I reword that, what's going to happen? So I did, and I completely reworded the question. And he turned right up, looked at me, and he responded. And I went, shit, okay. So now a lot of times when I ask him a question, if I don't get a response, and I'm not saying I expect a response within a second, but I find if there's, a good 15, 20 seconds and there's no response from him, then I just reword it in a different way and try again. And a lot of times then he'll look at me and be like, oh, and he'll respond to it. So I've noticed that the wording really, really does matter. But the more I notice that about him, the more I recognize I'm the same fucking way. Like I'm so literal about so many
Yep.
things, and I've noticed so is he. So that's why I said earlier, like I'm pretty sure I'm on the spectrum. Never been diagnosed. I've never even mentioned it to a doctor, but I'm pretty sure just by what I've watched him do. And there's things that he does that I go, shit, I do that, or I used to do that. Like, yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah. And
But
there are things that are society things that you either will have people that are okay with you not following, or you just kind of learn to adjust.
yeah, yeah,
Um, for example, again, uh, I went out with V the other day, to pick up meds,
mm-hmm,
as many of you know. For some reason, so I have a bit of trauma. We won't go into why, but I
yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and for some reason, my brain decided all of that trauma, let's project it onto Walmart. and picking up our meds. So every time I go, it's like I'm up for a couple days. I have a full manic episode. I have a whole drunk Tissa stream. It's every 3 months I have to go. And
Yeah.
every single time it's still a thing. So I was in the full having, feeling myself, having a manic pixie moment. And she just lets me have those. She just lets me enjoy those.
Hmm.
And we were going into the mall. And we were going to the mall entrance that goes by the bus stop. And we were just being kind of loud and just I would say obnoxious if I didn't find it so cute, but we were just being ourselves. And I was going up to the door and I said, more people should be able to tell other people they have a nice ass. And then, we pulled the whole, you have a nice ass, you have a nice ass. And then she opened the door for me. Oh, you must go in. Oh, you must go. And I did that because, it's the double doored, right? So
Yeah.
we both got a chance to open a door for each other. And this lady who was waiting for the bus was just racking up, just laughing so hard. And it's like, okay, if you don't let those little moments shine, we don't know what her day was like.
Hmm.
Maybe that made her feel a little better. Maybe
Yep.
she needed that.
Yep.
So, um, but there's a lot of times that you have to ask yourself, is this a society thing, or are you actually my friend asking me that?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
which is hard. It is hard
Yes.
to distinguish.
Yes, and that's where, like we said, it comes right down to that support system, having people around that that you can trust, that you're comfortable with, and you can just be yourself, and that's super important. I just wanted to touch on here in the chat, Twy. I'm reading through your comments here, and I would like to add something. Tessa said, since for me it's a bit different. I think with burnout for me, my mind goes, I'm exhausted of masking and living up to expectations, whether they're set by others or myself. You have, like, that's hitting the nail on the head, because we have this idea that when we're out in public and when we're outside of our home, we're supposed to act, look, and respond a specific way. We don't have to. That's something that some stupid people said. We need to start just being ourselves. And I would appreciate more seeing people just being themselves. You, it just comes down to being comfortable. Like, being with the right support system, having the right people around you, and being able to be comfortable and be yourself. That way, you don't have to worry about trying to mask and trying to meet the expectations of the people, because the people that are around you just don't give a shit. Be yourself. Like, super understanding of that. Maybe depressed at what my situation is versus burnout from trying to keep performing. Yeah, I can get that. I can get, like, getting depressed from trying to mask and trying to fit into those expectations. It's like a constant loop of, you start your day being like, okay, this is it, I'm going to be able to do this. And then from masking, you get burned out. And then from being burned out, you get hit depressed. And then you end your day feeling like shit. Like, it's just a constant loop of society's bullshit. And this is why we want these communities, why we want to create these places that are safe for us all to be able to be ourselves. So that way we don't have to mask. We don't have to be what society wants us to be. Like, I know I do my best to try not to swear too much, because I know I have followers of all different ages, and I get that. But I'm fucking me. I swear. It happens. And I don't want to hide who I am, because then you're not truly getting me. And, like, for example, when I create videos for social media, it's one video. I don't edit shit. If I make mistakes when I'm talking, that's the way it is, because that's who I am. I'm not perfect. And we look on social media and we look at society and we see the way things are and how fit people are and how everyone talks so perfectly or whatever. That's not real. Everything we see on these screens, it's all entertainment. We need to start being ourselves and stop trying to be what everyone's expectations are. That's why, be yourself. That's all I'm asking of you.
And if I can point out a tiny bit of advice as someone who did manage to break into being a small streamer now, I'm comfortable with saying
Just a
that
little. You're just a little streamer. Calm down.
no, but I mean,
I'm just kidding.
but a lot of people say, "Oh, you're so confident." That is so incorrect. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I am not a confident human being. That is not who I am. And I might say things with confidence. That just comes with being old and having trauma, which gives you a ton of humor. But no, it's you're so right.
Yeah.
You're so right. And people are exhausted with perfect. They do not want perfect. Your friends, they don't want perfect.
No.
Your coworkers,
No.
they do not want perfect because that makes their
No.
job harder for them too.
And one thing I just really want to say real quick because you said it, and I
Yep.
just thank you. I'm so proud of you. There's nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong with being confident in who you are. It's being egotistical that's when the problems come in. But if you're confident in who you are and what your abilities are and what you can do, absolutely nothing wrong with that. I am prouder than anything to hear people say that I'm confident in what I do and I'm confident in me and I have faith in myself. Awesome. I do too. And that's all that matters. And from there, it's always just going to be going up because you've already made the first step of being like, you know what? I'm fucking confident in who I am and I know I'm amazing. And that's all that matters. And Atissa, Ed, the more and more you and I talk, the more and more I hear that from you. And it just makes me so proud to be your friend. So now
Um,
I
to the
want to
new
see.
chatter speaking in
Yes.
German, they said, "Hey brother, what's up?" Just in case you want to chat with them, since I see they are a new chatter.
Oh, hey, appreciate you coming in. Thank you very much. I'm going to have to get a translator. Now I'm going to have to
Yep.
learn German.
They followed that up with,
Ah,
"What's going on here?" Yeah.
nice, nice. Well,
Very friendly new friend.
appreciate you coming on. I'm going to say, is it Lumpsler? Lumpsler, appreciate you coming on here. Thank you so much. There was something I wanted to tell. Oh, Sweeney. Sweeney, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. There was something else I saw.
I got it, Aaron. You talk with chat for a minute, but I'm on it.
Okay. Twi. I'm so insecure, but I just often ignore it and say blunt things. Well, because that's who you are. Don't ever be insecure or ashamed about who you are. Things pop in your head and you say them, that's who you are. I mean, obviously, if it's, you're out public with around a lot of kids and it's inappropriate, then, somebody needs to smack you. But other than that, I'm just saying. No, I'm just kidding. You're a great person. And I know that from our conversations that we've had, I know you're an amazingly strong individual. And I have faith in you. And I know that no matter what the obstacle or the barriers is going to be put in front of you, you'll find your way around it. Because, like I say about every single person that I ever talk to, you're stronger than you think. We all put limitations on ourselves. And I do the same thing. And I've been struggling with that, especially since I had I don't even know what they call it now, fake heart attack, faux heart, whatever it was that I had 2 years ago, because they still don't have a clue what it was. But that really opened my eyes to, things. I got to change the way I am. I got to realize who I am and not worry about who I am. So that's all I'm going to say about that, because you're an amazing person and I appreciate you. Don't ever be insecure about who you are. I see how you do. Monster. You do whatever you want on your stream, and I see how comfortable you are within yourself. Definitely makes me think, okay, you can do whatever you want to. And see, this is what I've been telling my wife too. Excuse me. Atissa goes on there. She says what she wants to say. She doesn't care. She just does it. And my wife's like, well, what about this? What about this? Who cares? It's online. Be yourself. And the people that you want to follow you, the people that you want to have around, they'll find you. And that's what I needed to come to the understanding of was if I'm going to do this online streaming stuff, the people that want to find me will find me. I just needed to find myself. And I'm really enjoying myself doing this. Now I know we go off topic sometimes and stuff, but this is literally my first time. So it's only going to get better from here or worse, depending on, how much puffing I do beforehand. But I'm just saying. Oh my freaking thing. I can't wait to have a better computer because having to read the chat off my phone is driving me insane. See, and that's what I'm talking about. Sorry, Monster, I'm just responding to what you were saying there. And, you feel like you have to act a certain way and stuff like that. Like, that's the, okay, going back to one of the questions I asked earlier was, what does the first impression of the word autism, what you make you think of? Even though I've been in the autism world for 18 years, still, when I hear autism, I still think of Rain Man, the movie from, what was it, the late 80s or early 90s. And even though I know that's not what it is, that's what society has us thinking. So then when we're out in public, we have a certain way of thinking that no matter what it is that's going on, we have to stand a certain way, we have to talk a certain way, we have to act a certain way. Fuck that. Why? Why do we have to conform to certain specific aspects of somebody else's opinion to be able to go out in public? Now, obviously, you can't go out and just be a complete douchebag and screaming and hollering and doing whatever, but we got to be ourselves. And if we can't go out
You
in
can have.
public and be ourselves, I mean, I don't know.
How many times did I go into the coffee shop with sparkly ass makeup on and
Oh,
a wild set of earrings? Because you know what? Nigel told me, he's like, just be yourself. And you'll notice people don't slap you in the face and tell you you're an idiot. They
okay.
like it.
Days, normal is a setting on a washer. There's no such thing as normal. Every single individual on the planet is different. No such thing as a normal default setting. Screw that shit. I don't remember what movie I heard that in, but that's the truth. I think it was, actually, I think that, what's her name? The Joker's girlfriend said that. Oh my God, what's her name? Harley Quinn. I'm pretty sure Harley Quinn is the one that said that, but I'm just saying. Okay, this is a good one. I love asking this question to people that are on the spectrum. Number one, if you had a user manual for your brain, what are the first 3 rules?
Now, this goes back to the literal question thing. Are we saying a user manual for someone to get along with me, or a user manual, you've taken over my body, you're now running my brain, good luck?
No, I have. Okay, this is going to sound wrong, but I have picked you up at the store. I know nothing
Okay.
about you. I have the manual put in front of me to understand how to interact with you. How to not use you, because that's not the right word, but how to well,
Apologies.
that's for a different video, but
A
I'm
little
just saying.
gremlin laugh got out there. That is all right. Okay, I got it. Chobits moment. I love it. Sorry if you don't know the anime. So, uh, step 1, just be blunt. Oh my God. And I have this rule with all of my friends, and if you haven't heard this yet and you are my friend, you listen. You open up those ear holes right now. I would rather somebody flake 1,000 times on plans than to think that someone is hanging out with me when they don't want to be, when they need rest, when they need to work on something for themselves, when they need a little bit of them time. Just be blunt, just be honest, just tell me as it is. I will respect you and love you so much more for that every single time. Every
Okay,
single time.
perfect.
If I don't
We
have to
both have the
pick
same
apart your
rule 1.
words, yep, if I don't have to pick apart your words, you and I are going to get along great.
Yeah. Okay.
2, fucking let people exist. Like if somebody cares less about someone's integrity, personality, and values and morals, if someone cares about those things less than their skin color, their politics, or their religion, ew. Like ew.
Yeah.
I just ew. So if you turned me on and your first words were, I hate this kind of person and they all deserve to go, I'm gonna walk out of the house. I don't care that you just bought me. I'm out.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
And I find, and this is so funny because it's a conversation I had recently, especially as like banning people is becoming a thing and stuff. When you build a space that people can be comfortable, some people's voices actually don't deserve to be heard. Like, and that's the thing. Comfort, if you're doing it right, everyone will feel comfortable. But that's then where boundaries come in and you say, oh, oopies, oopie
Yeah.
doodles,
Yeah.
you're gross,
Yeah.
goodbye.
And that's
So-
where creating that safe space can become a challenge, because you're trying to make it safe for everyone to be themselves, but at the same time, some people really shouldn't.
if yourself is a racist, I'm glad you let me know so I can kill you with a guillotine and move on with my life. That's all
Right?
we need to do.
Right?
That's it. That's all.
Yep. Yep. 100%.
And third rule, third rule.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, if any of you are not following this, I'm under your bed, I'm in your attic, and I'm in your basement, and I will get you. If I see you not loving yourself in the same capacity that you love others, I'm going to call you a hypocrite.
Oh, shit.
If you, Aaron, yeah, 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 yeah. So if you're somebody who is
Days.
willing,
Well, fuck. Sorry.
if you are somebody who is willing to stay up all night loving somebody who's just going through a hard time, but then you turn around and you're that asshole who goes, I'm not deserving of that myself, when people are there going, let me be there for you, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
Mm-hmm. Took me a while to grab that.
Yup, you need to love yourself with the exact same capacity that you love others, and I will not bend on that. I will not break on that.
In my own defense, what I thought was happening, because I've done a lot of soul searching and stuff, especially since we had no choice but to close the coffee shop last June. I've done a lot of sitting in the dark, in a sense, not necessarily, but sitting in the dark and doing a lot of soul searching and trying to figure things out. Sorry, I just heard somebody at the door. Nope, Papai's got it. Sorry, lost my train of thought too. Smoke way too much.
Whoosh.
Yeah. I literally lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
We were talking about loving yourself, and you were talking about having soul searched.
Yes,
And
I honestly thought that I was taking the time that I needed for myself. I really did think I was, because, I would focus on trying to eat right, or I would focus on trying to, do the exercises that my doctor would give me, and I was trying to do some stuff. But what I realized is that it wasn't the right stuff, and it was like autopilot. It wasn't really me doing it, if that makes sense. It's like I would get to this point where I kind of had, okay, shit, I got to do this because I know I have to. Not because
right.
I wanted to, but because, like you said, like eating, for example, and I know this is kind of a weird way to say it, but eating, for example, is a lot of times I don't think about it. I rarely eat during the day. Okay. A lot of times I don't eat anything until after supper, which means I wake up in the morning, I do my juice that I normally do, I have my ginger tea, which I have, and then it's coffee, and that's it. And for the longest time, I was thinking to myself, like, I'm starving myself, but I wasn't. And everyone kept giving me a hard time, like, you got to eat, got to eat, got to eat. But I didn't really think I had to. But now I'm realizing that from all the coffee I've been drinking, I was sucking all the magnesium out of my body and not getting enough of it, which is why I've been going through the muscle spasms that I've been going through, which is why I've been having all the problems that I've been having with my body. So I was thinking, by exercising and taking vitamins, that I was doing what I needed to, but it wasn't the right thing. So I thought I was taking the time that was needed for myself, but I really wasn't, because it wasn't what I really was supposed to be doing. I wasn't following what my body was telling me to do. I was just doing what people told me to do, basically. Right? So it's taking that time for yourself, like you said, to make sure that if I'm going to be out there trying to help other people, I got to make sure that I have the strength to do it. So it's me first. That's why I closed the coffee shop. As much as I wanted to, and yes, there was ways I could have left it open. I could have hired more people, which would have been more of a cost. But realistically, I needed to take care of me first. And the first few months of being closed was horrible. I got in such a deep, dark place, and I didn't let anybody in. I wouldn't let my wife in. I wouldn't let anybody in, because I felt like I was the failure. I was the problem. And what was the point? And then talking to you guys and letting my wife smack me around a few times to realize that, holy shit, what am I doing here? Heal, fix, move forward. That's it. That's all you got to do. Because sitting here in this depressed state isn't doing shit. I got to heal me, then that will give me the ability to help heal others. And that's what I'm doing. So it's you first, everyone else after. That's the way it has to be. God, that
What's
took
the
me.
rule on an airplane? What did they say about the oxygen mask?
Oh, punch the other person in their face and take their mask so that way you have two.
Absolutely right. Exactly. You've passed. Wonderful work.
Sweet. Yes. All right. Question number 9. What is a hidden sensory trigger that can ruin your day? Just a bang, done your little thing, done. Fuck it, I'm going home.
Okay, not only ruined my day, it has ruined friendships.
Okay.
All right. But first and foremost, I just want to quickly say, Crafty, hi, Crafty, and also everyone in chat, you're all deserving of a
Yes.
voice, to feel heard, to feel seen. I see you. I'm seeing everything you're saying. I know it's really hard for us to keep up with chat, but I see you.
And I'm
And
really
thank you.
trying. I'm really trying.
He really is. He
I
really
swear to
genuinely is.
God, like I keep looking over everything. It's this stupid. This is what I have to read the chat on, and I'm trying. It's just it moves really fast on that tiny little screen.
Oh my goodness.
We're not
But okay.
okay. Twy, we will never be able to change you or solve your problems. All we can do is be there for you and support you in your own decisions. But they would be decisions that you make with us supporting you, which is where the difference comes into play. A lot of times it's not that you need to be fixed. It just is that you need someone there to be there with you. There's nothing wrong with you, my friend. You're an amazing individual, and there's nothing that's going to change that. Just we all have things that affect us in ways that we can't deal with by ourselves.
Yep.
That's it. You're amazing. You got this. And if you don't, we're here for you.
Correct.
Who's flirting? Wait a minute. I just saw somebody's flirting in the chat.
I was flirting with Crafty.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. I heard that.
Because she's my wife.
So for you, honestly, what is your trigger? What is the thing that just makes you go? Mm.
Yeah. So, and I will hit someone about this. I'm not even kidding because I find it such a breach of my boundaries, my well-explained boundaries. I really don't like onion. I really don't like onion to the point that if I accidentally eat onion, it ruins that food for me for a very long time. It's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
I won't, there are a million, billion, trillion different foods I can eat. I'm happy to be a raccoon eating shredded cheese by the light of the fucking refrigerator rather than eat something with onion in it. Don't make me. So, over the years in my life, I've had people that prepare meals and will tell me there's no onion in it. And then when I find onion, because I will, because there's
Mm-hmm.
onion,
Mm-hmm.
they go, well, I thought you wouldn't notice. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that the way that I cooked it seemed right. And to me, because it's such a little thing, right? It's such a little thing. If you can't, at the very least, respect me to the point of saying, bring your own food or just be ready to eat chips or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm putting onion in it. If you're going to try to trick me or
Mm-hmm.
change me,
Mm-hmm.
what else are you going to do when I'm at my weakest?
Yeah. Yeah. I get
It
that.
is, yeah, and it's one of those sensory things. Like I've gotten so angry, I've left people's houses because it just after that point, there's nothing good I'm going to say to you
Mm-hmm.
because you felt your want of that was worth more. It had more value than respecting what I asked for.
Yep.
And again, I will eat chips. I'm not saying, oh, make me my own meal. Just tell me if there's onion in it.
Yeah. No, I get that 100%. 100%. Yep.
Yep.
Not nowhere near the same thing, but like I don't drink alcohol, not because of any particular reason. Just when we lived in South America, we owned a bar, so just I smelt and seen enough of it. I have no interest in it. But every now and then, I'll have a friend of mine that'll invite me over, and he knows I don't drink. So I've gotten to the habit where I just make a cup of coffee at my house and bring it over with me because he'll make it a habit of not having anything but alcohol in the house.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing to drink when you get there. And it's like, but and I know it's not like, an AA thing or anything like that, but it's my choice to not want that. Why would you try and put me in a position where I have no choice but to have that? Like, if you're my
Well,
friend, you would understand and respect me enough to say, you know what, dude, at least I'll have some bottles of water in the fridge or something. But
yeah. As a loud lady, I took this on actually back in high school and I still do it.
mhm.
Somebody always should defend the people that just say, no, I don't want to drink tonight. Or
Yeah,
no, I don't want to try a puff of that pot. I know you like it. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't understand people's need. And I get that some people are like, oh, I don't like drinking alone. That's a you problem. Like you shouldn't force that. And
No.
again, especially if they've said like I don't want to do that, but like I've seen that so many times out at like parties or whatever that people get pressured into doing things. It never works out well. So I'm always loudly the person saying, they can just drink a mocktail. They don't
Yeah.
have to tell you why. They don't have
Right.
to explain themselves.
Right. But no, just a minute. There was a comment somebody made, and I wanted to. Yes, I did notice that after like the fourth time that somebody had gotten second warrior. So I got to go on and change that. I'm not smart enough to recognize how to do that mid streaming. So I'll have my tech support help me with that after we're
I
done
gotcha.
streaming, so I can figure out how to fix that. But yeah, um, my big food thing is, and I think I saw somebody write it, is celery. I hate, and I don't like to use that word, but I hate celery. I don't like the smell of it, the taste of it, the crunch. No. And onions
Mhm.
have the same crunch, and no, no. But I don't mind the taste of onion. So if you can get onions small enough, I'm okay. But it's celery. It just no, no.
Yeah.
Um, And what I find funny with my son Makai is where his diet is very, very, very limited right now. We're praying to the food gods that they allow him to try something else. Because right now his diet is blueberry waffles in the morning, a peanut butter jam sandwich at lunch, and chicken nuggets and French fries for supper. But I've noticed even like his snack is these cookies he gets that are we get them from the local dollar store. They're like Teddy Grahams, but they're the artificial ones, like the fake ones. Anyway, when we can't get those because they have to be the specific ones from that specific store, once in a while, we will buy chocolate chip cookies, which he recognizes because they're always the same. But he has the same pattern. It's, I need something to use. Okay, example. First, it's got to go against his lip to see the texture. Then he's got to taste it with his tongue. Is it still the same? Okay. Then he's got to take a little bite for the texture of it. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. They're the same box of cookies you ate from the other day. But he's got to do that. Now he does that where we've started making homemade chocolate chip cookies the same thing. And I'm watching him and I'm wondering like, does his brain really need to go through that process of recognizing the smell, the taste, the texture, that like really before it will allow him to recognize it's something he's already had. Whereas Vrasov, for us, we see it. It's like, oh yeah, I've had that before. But every time he's got to go through that process of recognizing whether it's like, holy frig, man! I wish just for one day I could be like, okay, try this new food, and be like, okay, and not be because every time we try and give him something new, he gags. He gets like, it's just, I wish just some way I could find a way to get him to try something new. But I went super off topic on that one.
Oh, you're a parent. It's something you're worried about. That's
Yeah,
I could think of worse things to be passionate about.
well, I want to, I truly, not just because my son is on the spectrum, but autism is such an interesting, amazing, fascinating world. There's so many can't find the right words. So, because I don't want to obviously offend anybody, but there's so many different people, amazing people that are achieving so much, and people look at them and go, "Oh, they're autistic. They shouldn't be able to do this." But then they achieve these such amazing things, and it just makes you go, "Holy shit!" Like, there's so much to learn from these amazing individuals like yourself and like my son that I just want to learn as much as I possibly can, so that I'll start to like go off on a rant because it's just I guess it's my passion in a way to help people, but also to understand, you know, like I just want to be able to get to not the root of it, but the more I understand about the individuals that I want to have in my life, the better I can help them. I guess is the easiest way to explain it, if that makes sense.
And the more you talk about it, the more someone who's lurking in chat that's just absolutely understanding this right now that maybe has a sibling who has autism or a child who has autism, they might feel seen right
Yeah.
now. And I think
Mm,
that there's value in having those conversations that just don't happen all that often.
yeah.
Um, and uh, yeah, that's it.
Okay, I'm trying to. Sorry, I missed the part where people are talking about OCD in the chat. I'm trying to understand what that is. Because the spectrum of autism now, they're starting to put a lot of different disorders in the spectrum. Like OCD is actually, I think they're talking about putting it on the autism spectrum if it isn't already, because of the compulsiveness of it and having to be organized in like on task. Um, but don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure that that's something that I remember them talking about. Yeah, was that because of the organization of it? Like my son, his schedule, it's not as bad as it used to be, but when he was younger, that schedule really, really meant something to him. And now, which is kind of funny, he has a schedule that he has up on the board and he follows it every day, but it's completely wrong. But he still does it every day. But what he's putting on there, it's kind of funny. Like he takes his showers now at 10:30 at night, but he puts on the board 9:30. Dude, you know that's not right. But at least he's still the habit of doing it. And I keep saying that I'm going to update it, but we do everything without it. I'm just kind of, I know it's a habit I'm going to break up in, but you just get in that habit of certain things. Like it's not harming anything. It's not causing any problems. So why kind of take it away from him at this point right now? But it's got to change, that's for sure. His schedule, holy shit. Um, I was going to ask the next question, which was about masking, but we kind of talked about that already a couple of times. So the next question I'm going to ask, if you're okay with this one, is a question that has to do with both autism and mental health. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. What do you feel is the biggest misconception about the link between autism and mental health?
I think that a lot of instances growing up, I was medicated when I could have just been understood, and maybe having some alternatives would have been helpful. Because again, I was hit really, really young with, "Oh, okay, all these things that are a little off with you, you have, emotional highs and lows." Well, now I understand that
Yeah.
as being part of the autism. Well, okay, when you're a kid and you're really, really excited about something, and then it doesn't go exactly how you planned and you have a complete meltdown, your parents do have a little worry about that. That's more of a meltdown than perhaps my daughter should have had by opening up a surprise box and it wasn't the color that she wanted or something. Because again, it just took different understanding of things.
Yeah.
Um, and so a lot of times when I was growing up, and especially as a teenager, doctors were like, okay, no, these emotional highs and lows, these are depression. This is or for a bit there they thought I was bipolar, which is a very, very, very difficult thing to go through, but it's not mine to own. And again, that was kind of this whole spitballing thing that happens with doctors occasionally. Uh, but I
Excuse me.
feel that if some of those traits had been understood as autism, or if alternatives had been available to me, like for example, in school, I would have done a lot better in exams. And I know this. There are things that come out today and I see them like I can't think of the word, but things that they're doing in schools and stuff to try to help, and I'm like, "Yes!" Like, an exam room, a quiet exam room with 1,000 people's pencils scratching, I can't even see.
Yep.
I cannot even see. So to know that that is out there now,
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, man, maybe I wouldn't have gone home, cried all night, and then doctors thought I was depressed and pumped me full of antidepressants."
Right.
And then if I was depressed, that could have been handled better.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I completely understand that. Like now, like I said, this last year, really, I've been doing a lot of soul searching. And one of the things I've thought about was, what what I went through when I was a kid, because there was a lot of shit that happened in my life. And I mean, everybody has trials and tribulations throughout their life, but I go back and I look at things and it was like, why am I the way I am today? What happened to me back then that could have caused all this, right? And one of the things I always struggled with was being in school. And what happened when I was in school? I fought. I fought a lot. And unfortunately, not, and this is not a bragging thing or anything like that, because it bothers me in a sense, is that I hurt a lot of people growing up because I would just get so angry for nothing, to the point where I can remember being in grade one, and this memory is as clear as day still, being in grade one, and my girlfriend, grade one, you're 6 years old, there was a guy talking to her. And I went over, and I still remember this. I walked over to her, sat down, put my arm around her. He punched me in the face. I'll never forget this. I come to, because all I remember is getting hit in the face and then looking, and I have a teacher holding this arm and a teacher holding this arm, and the kid's on the ground, and I have just lifted my foot off of his face. I would get so angry for nothing. So my parents said, huh, let's put him in martial arts. Yeah, probably wasn't the best thing, because I still, unfortunately, hurt a lot of people, but I did it with more control. But no, it really did help me a lot, because my temper was horrible. And I would recommend any person, any family member or any person in general that is struggling with anger, martial arts, absolutely. It saved me. I still think that if it wasn't for that, I would probably be in jail or dead, because my anger would just take over. And I would
Yeah.
just, like, the thing that I realized growing up was, for me, it was actually, which is a sensory thing, right? Recognizing being in school, the classrooms, I always felt claustrophobic, right? So when I would get out of class, I'd be so tense. We'd get outside on recess and I'd fight. Next thing you know, I'd get in trouble. And I realized the sensory aspect of it was that. And when I would taste my own blood, it would trigger me into like a super fight mode. So being in that confined space and then getting into fights just kept everything going. If I would have known what I know now when I was a kid, we would have been in a different room. We would have been in a quieter situation, and I would have been able to get help from the school. But back then, we didn't know to look for that shit.
Right. And I
It was
love that
just
that's starting to exist.
right.
Like no, it's not perfect,
Yep.
but it's moving. And
Yeah.
sometimes that's all you can ask is for some movement.
Yep.
Um like and this kind of goes back to something I mentioned before about my family knowing me as a different person than others do. And that's like, so in instances where my parents were forced to talk with people that were dealing with my masking, my parents who dealt with unmasked me
Yep.
all the time, who dealt with the little explosive fireball, they would go to, let's say, school parent teacher things. And every time they would leave and they would go, I don't understand. They said you were polite and quiet
Yep.
and so well behaved. And I don't because my parents were always waiting for these places to call them and be like, oh, yeah, because again, at home, I blacked out once and broke my sister's nose. So my parents always expected that to come from places in society. But even as a little tiny Tissa,
Mm-hmm.
I knew, no, 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 that's not something we do in the outside. But
Yep.
it was so funny. Like my parents would always, in situations like that, they'd be like, I don't understand. Is she manipulative? Is she a psychopath? Like
Mm.
how are we getting such a different response? But it comes from all of her camp counselors, comes from all of her the only place I was actually not good was at church and Sunday school, because again, this came back to the whole be blunt with me, because people would say, do unto thy neighbor, and then I'd see them being mean, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. So we're good. So I can be
Yep.
mean to you.
Yep.
So we're even.
Yep.
So But when I was in school or when I was in, camp or things like that, I was like, okay, this is a social setting. We got to do this, even if it makes you miserable. Just shut up and smile.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I still find that so funny. Like, that part that you hit where you can just sit with your parents and have a beer, and they're like, man, this thing that you did as a kid, whew, what was that?
I'll get to that point someday, but my parents, we've had like my family, we've had a really, really, really rough few years. Well, 20 some years. My brother passed away. Oh my goodness. It was in 1999. Yes, 1999. In June of 1999, my brother passed away. He was 28 years old and he had turned 28 on May 28th. So this was supposed to be his champagne year, his good luck year, his best year. And he died of a brain tumor. And it hit my family really, really, really hard. And then I think it was how long ago did we move to South America? In 2015. So right around 2014, my sister passed away. And since that, uh, we are there for each other, but we don't really talk about a lot of that stuff because there's just so much heartbreak that trying to really sit back and talk about the past usually brings up something that either brings up my brother or my sister. So we don't really do too much of that, but we're getting there because my family is at a point where my parents are they're getting older every day. We all get older, and it's there's things that need to be discussed. There's things that need to be figured out and understood. So we're slowly breaking through to having the conversations that need to be had, but it's an interesting process to be going through because when you think about having your family, you think about people that you can always go to in no matter what the situation is. But I've never truly felt that way with mine because there's always been so much going on. Like I can't remember who it was in the chat said something about always feeling like a burden. That's how I felt to my family because my family always had so much going on and never felt like I could just go to them and be like, hey, this is what's going on in my life. Because I had a sister that was struggling with muscular dystrophy. I had the aunts and uncles and grandparents with cancer, and it was just like it just felt like everybody else's problem was worse than mine. So I'm just going to sit back here and do what I need to do, and whatever, I'll deal with it because nobody really cares because everything else is going on, and that's kind of right now that's the thing that we or that I need to get over or get past is be like, okay, there isn't not really a funny thing, but there isn't anybody else there to take up more time than me or be more important than me, I guess is the right way to say it. But so we're having those conversations, but it's nice to hear some of this stuff from my parents, but at the same time, it's kind of like, all right, let's have this talk. But no, I get that. Um, do you have the with some of your traits? Do you have the repetitive thoughts or the ticks? I guess I could say.
Yes and no. I've got more of the verbal tics than anything, or like the echo. I know what it is. I don't know how to
Echolalia,
say it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
echolalia.
yeah. When you hear something and you like it and you gotta say it, I do it all the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Especially on Twitch, I found that um people that I really like, they will influence because I hear it and they say it and it's so sweet and it just clings to my brain.
Yeah.
Now it is a core part of my own stream. For example, to call out one at random, if any of y'all have ever hung out with, oh no, I'm blanking on his name and now he's gonna yell at me. Um, Bienway's friend. Oh no, Panic. I'm the worst friend ever. I'm gonna hold on. I need to find a corner and cry. Um, and not Tim. No, Tim. Sorry. Okay, Panic. Doesn't matter. Anyway, there's someone that we all hang out with occasionally, and he does thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I have put that into my own thing because it resonated with my heart, and now it is a vocal tick that I can't stop. It comes out before I know that it's happening, and a lot of memes are like that as well.
Yeah.
Um, but I think I lost the plot. I'm so sorry. What was the
No, no, it was
question?
just like the ticks. that can come with that are
Oh,
associated. And you mentioned
yeah.
echolalia, which is perfect because that's how Mackay learned to talk.
Oh, huh.
Yep. When he was first diagnosed with autism, they told us he'd be nonverbal, and because the transition for him was he was born, made the noises like a normal child, everything was great, and then out of nowhere, everything stopped. He just stopped making noises, and that's when we realized, okay, there's something going on here. And then I think he was 2 when he got diagnosed with autism, and they told us, yeah, he's nonverbal. Like he's not going to speak. So we started working on hand signs and stuff with for communication, and that's when we recognized that he was doing echolalia. But at first, it would just be random noises or sounds or whatever from TV, and then it became words, and then it became sentences from shows that he was watching on TV. And I can't remember exactly when it started, but we just recognized that he started to use the context or whatever it was he was hearing on TV. He would use it in the right context of a situation. So yes, it would be a script from a TV show, but it would make sense using it in the moment because it would just fit. And it was like, well, shit. And then we noticed it more and more and more and more and more. And then he just started talking to us. And now sometimes I can't get him to shut up, but that just comes with teenagers. But the echolalia thing is an important, I feel like it's not necessarily a tick. It's it's a way of communicating. It's a way of getting your voice out there. And I've noticed the more and more I've told people about that, the more, especially in the autism community, they go, "Well, shit, that actually makes sense." Because a lot of times they're thinking it's just what the kid is repeating from the show, and in actuality, they could actually be trying to talk to you and say, "This is what I want," but it actually is from the show. Like it just makes sense. There's so much that they do that just makes sense.
In a lot of case, my brain associates that sound with a feeling, and it just means I'm feeling that feeling in the moment, but don't know how to make a sound. So I make the last sound that I associated with that feeling.
Yeah.
That explanation may have just been nothing words, but
No,
so
that's good. That's good.
a whole bunch of nothing soup.
Yep. No, that's good. Um, Next question for you. What does self care look like for you?
So here's a fun one. A very important anybody who's neurospicy, and you know what? Even you non-neuro spicy folk out there should hear this. Um, okay. For
Why?
me,
Why?
it was
Next
about
question. Sorry.
it was about first of all learning who the fuck I am
Yeah.
because I and I make this joke to people all the time. My initial time meeting people, I just reflect back at them their own personality because I don't know them yet
Yeah.
and I don't know what they're about. So I'm just going to pick up on their not microaggressions, micro expressions is the word. There we
Yep.
go. I'm going to pick up on micro expressions. I'm going to pick up on tone. I'm going to pick up on all these things and I'm going to put that right back at you. So when people say to me, oh my gosh, when we first met, I felt this way about you, but now I feel this way. I'm like, well, yeah, that's how you feel when you look in a mirror. Enjoy.
Yep.
Um, but it's important before you get into self-care that you've learned who you are. Because someone else's self-care is not going to work for you. It's never going to work for you. It's going to feel like a chore.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just adding chores that aren't going to make you feel better because you're not that person. Um, so for me, it's been a lot of realizing that I first of all, deserve to take up space. I deserve to exist wherever I am existing.
Yes, you do.
Second of all, it's about giving myself, and this comes back to rule number 3, y'all, the love that I give to others. If I would tell somebody else, or no, even beyond that, if I had a friend telling me what my situation was, what advice would I give them? And would I want them to follow it?
Hmm.
If the answer is yes, I'm going to do that advice myself.
Yeah.
And then finally, there is no right or wrong when it comes to self-care. There really isn't.
Yeah.
With some people, it's I'm gonna have that greasy burger. With some people, it's I'm just gonna have that thing I'm craving, whether it's greasy or bad or good or whatever. I just want the thing I'm craving.
Yeah.
In some instances, it's just having a quiet moment to yourself with your pets. In other instances, it's having a big, loud, exciting, going into a Discord and causing a ruckus situation.
Yeah.
And both of those things can be healing.
Yeah.
Pushing your friends' boundaries a little bit, like Dies and I yelling at each other, doing that a little bit and learning that the people aren't going to abandon you, that's healing.
Yeah.
That can be self-care.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know for me, my big thing, and this goes back to 2010 actually, when I damaged my spine. They told me that I'd spend the rest of my life in a wheelchair, and my go-to stress reliever has always been going for a walk in the woods. So when I damaged my spine and the doctor said, "Hey, that's not going to happen anymore," I picked up Minecraft, and I have been playing it ever since. And that is my self-care. That is my ability to just go for a walk in the woods and not have to stress about nothing. I just go, jump on, start a whole new solo campaign, and I just go for a walk in the woods, and I craft stuff, and I build things, and I do whatever. But it's just that has been my thing, to be able to just breathe and let go of everything else that's going on around me, so I can just go, okay, I'm reset now, and it just works. And I know a lot of people, especially when I say Minecraft, they're like, really? Yeah, it does that for me. It gives me that chance to be able to just let go of everything else. And everybody has something like that they can just do, regardless of where it is or what it is, that can just help them to go, okay, I'm reset now. And if you don't have that, not trying to sound like a dick, but you need to find it. We all need that little thing that can just reset us to be able to just breathe and continue to move forward. So if you don't have that thing that you need, find it. I'm looking
It
at
can be
you.
a person, a place, a thing, a food, an
Yeah.
experience, a feeling, a smell, whatever it is. The biggest thing is not telling yourself that it's wrong. I hate when people are like, oh my God, this is so stupid, but this makes me so happy. How is it stupid if it
Mm-hmm.
makes you happy?
Yeah. No, and I know I say that about Minecraft just because it's like we talked about earlier about stereotypes and stuff too, like video games. A lot of times when I talk to people about video games, they're like, really, Aaron, how old are you? I don't care. Age shouldn't matter in how you deal with the stress in life. Your age shouldn't matter if playing a video game is what helps you be able to just reset and heal and breathe. That
Yep.
shouldn't matter. Like I watched a video the other day on YouTube, and I wish I could remember the creator's name. He my goodness, I think he goes by Grandpa Gamer or something like that. He's like in his 80s, and he picked up Call of Duty. Who cares? The man's amazing at it. Why does it matter if he's in his 80s? Just if that's what you enjoy doing and it's fun and you're not harming anybody, have at her.
Yep.
Like, do what you got to do for you, and then everything else around you is just going to get better. And that's where I go back to the power of positive thinking. No matter what the situation is that happens in front of you, if you can find the tiniest little bit of positivity from it, you can grow from that, and you can make things so much better for you in that situation and around you. Power of positive thinking can change everything. Just got to try it.
And gallows humor is okay sometimes.
Mm,
Above my medicine, so I have a little hammock that I
okay.
keep some of my medicine in, the ones that I only need sometimes, and then I have a crystal goblet that I keep my daily medicine in because fuck it, we ball, we have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so in my hammock above it is a sticker, and that sticker says, "You can't fucking hate yourself into being happy."
True.
Because you know what? Sometimes you're allowed to just you're allowed. You're just allowed,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Some days you're going to have days where you feel like You know, like, okay, when it comes to my back, there's days I feel like an athlete and I can do anything, and there's days that I feel like I'm crippled and there's nothing I can do. But I know with my brain I can do anything I want to. I know I can. And if I give up on that, then I know I'm done. But I know I'm not because I'm smarter than that. Right? Like it just comes back to all of it. As long as you can think in the proper way and do your best, because we're all human, to eliminate the silly negative thoughts that can just wiggle their way into your head. Trust me, I go through it all the time, but it's possible. It really is possible to think positively and eliminate them stupid thoughts and be able to make your situation and the situation around you 100 million times better. Like having a Tissa in your life just makes things better.
If you ever need a hype girl for anything, I got you. Cause yeah, when I started wearing a bunch of crazy accessories and silly stuff and wearing my fun makeup out and about and doing all those things, the only difference was I felt better. And again, no, if people judge me, they're gonna judge you no matter what.
I actually
Honestly.
remember you coming in now that you say that. I remember you coming in one time and I remember you saying something about this is the first time I've done this. This is the first time I've been here like this or something like that. It was something about it being the first. And I remember thinking, why is it only the first? Why have you never done this before?
I got all blitzed and glammed up to
Yeah,
go get coffee and
yeah,
to go to the nursery to get some plants, and it was beautiful. It was
yeah.
amazing.
And you were stunning.
Aw, you. But yeah, it in a lot of cases you gotta tell the inner demons to go fuck themselves. You really do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. I'm not going to keep you much longer, but I have a couple more questions and we can
Yep,
make this like a continuation. We'll hit you up next week too.
I'm on it.
Okay. So, because I literally went through and I think I got like 30 some questions here, but I don't want to keep you much longer. But this next one I really want to ask you about because this will also, like I said, about learning about my son and understanding this will help me. How do you handle rejection sensitivity in a neurotypical world?
So that one did take me a hot minute. Um,
I
what
know.
I found, sorry, continue.
No, no, no. You go right ahead.
Um, what I have found helps is understanding that I don't remember the faces, the situation, or anything of the last 20, 30 people I rejected. You're not going to exist. That embarrassing moment for you
Hmm.
is not going to exist to that person forever. And even if it does, fuck it. You also could trip on a fucking sidewalk and three people in their cars see you and you face planted and ate shit and they also are going to think about you forever. So,
Yeah.
like at a certain point, and this is something I tell a lot of my girlfriends, and when I did hairstyling, I would tell people this as well. Um, no matter what you do, some people are haters. You could be that meek, if they're saying you're too loud, you could be that meek, quiet mouse and they would still hate you.
Hmm.
You could be every single thing that that hateful person wants you to be and they'd still not like you because at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with you. They are hateful. So just be yourself. I mean, no matter what, at the very least, you're comfortable.
Hmm. Yeah. But it's trying to. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that really struggle with that whole idea of being rejected or being told no. Um, and I used to struggle with that for a long time. And what helped me get over that actually was when we started the coffee shop. We thought there's no way anyone is going to try and give a special needs coffee shop a hard time. There's no way. We're all about promoting autism and mental health. Like, there's no way. And I remember we weren't open a very long time. And I had some guy start sending me threatening messages and hurtful, hateful messages to the point where I actually called the RCMP and they were like, well, It's not technically a direct threat, so there's not really anything we can do. And I was like, well, this is just awesome. But I remember thinking to myself, like, there's no way. How could you be so mad at me for creating a coffee shop that has to do with autism and mental health? And this guy, for whatever reason, I still don't truly know exactly what his problem was, but he just decided that we were the ones he was going to take his shit out on. You cannot please everyone. Some people are just going to look at you and say, I don't like the way you dress today. I hate you. Why?
Yep.
Because people, unfortunately, we live in a world where people think it's okay to just be a dick. And it's not.
And
And
are we
this,
staring at the clothes in our closet trying to dress for that person? No. We're
no.
dressing for us.
Yeah. I half the time don't even realize what I'm putting on when I go out the door. I don't even know if my shit matches. My socks are probably two different colors. I don't care.
Oh, to be a man.
Oh, I. But it's why should we care what everybody else thinks? Like
Yeah.
we put so much emphasis on that worry of like the rejection or being told you can't do this or you can't do that. We should just enjoy life. And regardless if we meet someone that doesn't like us or whatever the case may be, great. That's one less person I got to try and mask in front of,
A big world. I
right?
think there's space for everyone. If
Right?
that space is not where we are, I'm not changing where we are.
Yeah. Now, this is the last question I want to ask you. This is one that I know you and I have actually talked about before. And I'm jumping a couple. So, what is the hardest part about navigating professional work environments?
They will take advantage of the fact that you are able to do things differently, but then not acknowledge those differences in a way that is beneficial. So I had to, a long time ago, start saying to myself, and oh, ad, you are on an ad break. We are on an ad break. We
Yeah, I
are on
definitely
an
got to take
ad
that off.
break. We can't we can't discuss stuff.
Keep singing. That way I'll know when it's done.
Oh, no, absolutely not, but there's 10 seconds left.
Oh, so definitely we got to do the next time you're doing karaoke. I'm there.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
jeez.
there next time. Next time.
Oh,
Oh,
what? My Blues Clues song got you got you that excited, eh?
yeah,
Oh my.
yeah, yeah. You should hear
Oh,
me.
jeez.
I can't sing for shit, but I like it. Now, what? And I will, Tanya. If you do it again, I'll be there, and I'll make sure that Shantae comes with me too. Shit, because
Delightful.
oh man, she can never sing.
But no, don't do things unless you are being paid to
Mm,
do those things.
mm-hmm.
No job is a family. Sorry, sorry, Aaron. As a small business owner, I'm talking about larger businesses. I
No,
am
I get
talking
that.
about corporations.
Yep.
Um, there is no benefit to hard work these days unless that benefit is also money in your pocket or a actual promotion or actual work towards that. And it took me a long time because, again, understanding people literally, when my boss would sit me down and go, oh, if you take on Suzanne's extra work, that'll be so good for you in promotions for the future. That means nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
what that means is what that actually, what those words mean are, I really need to get caught up on Susan stuff, and it would be super great if you did it. And I mean, I guess if I'm asked in the future about you, I'd be like, yeah, you're cool, but I'll probably forget about this in a week. So
Yes.
do not do anything
Yeah.
that you are value, right? The
Yeah.
business has acquired you as you have a value to them as an individual. Do not do things outside of the value that you are being paid
Yep.
for any reason. That
Yep.
is what I had to learn, and it sucked.
Yep.
It sucked. I got taken advantage of so poorly. I came home and cried so many times. I went out and cried in my car at lunch because I was like, you are saying do A, B, and C. I'm doing A, B, and C, and I'm being treated poorly. And I
Mm-hmm.
just keep getting more A, B, and C.
Yep.
And then Susan, who you got me to help 3 times, just got moved into the next position.
Yep.
So that took me a long time. And
Yep.
I think that anyone, whether you have autism or not, can get value from that statement. Don't
Yeah.
do anything for free.
Yeah. I had someone reach out to me a little while ago now, and what happened to them was they have a daughter who's on the spectrum, and the daughter was working. I don't remember where the job is now, but somebody had quit. So they asked her daughter if she could take up the slack while they found someone to replace the position. Well, they never found anybody to replace the position. They just kept her doing both jobs. But obviously, she was only getting paid to do the one, right? So it was like, how do I even address this? Because my daughter doesn't care. She's just happy to be going to work. They know that she doesn't care, but it's not right that they're now forcing her, in a sense, to do two jobs where she's really only getting paid to do one. And it was like, well, this is the only thing I could recommend right now is if this is a true, legit, real job where your daughter's getting paid, then labor board, because it's not right that they're getting her to do two jobs in place of one, where it's actually two specific positions that she's trying to fill. No, it's not right. And they know that, and they are purposefully, putting her in that position because they know she's not going to say no because she just likes being there. Like, so it's that work of navigating that work and environment and trying to, like we talked about earlier, mask and fit in and fill those expectations. It's a lot of times yes is the easiest thing to say instead of being uncomfortable and saying no and thinking shit, now I'm going to get rejected.
Being uncomfortable and valuing yourself is always worth it. Also,
Absolutely.
just a quick side note to any artists,
Hmm.
anybody who works by commission, anybody with any special skills,
Hmm.
don't be doing that for free. It ends with you being exhausted.
Hmm. Absolutely. Well, I've had you on here for over 2 hours. I know you've got a stream to do in a little bit, and I have probably exhausted your mental ability to deal with us for a little bit. So I'm going to give you a break so you can get ready for your stream, which is at 9:30.
Mhm. It is at 9:30.
Perfect. Atissa, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on here, doing this with me today. You are absolutely amazing, and I am grateful to have you as a friend and in my life and part of this amazing community that I'm a part of. So thank you. I appreciate you, and to all of you that came and watched and interacted in the chat. I'm doing my best to not cry because I really this was I'm grateful to all of you, and thank you all for just letting me run my mouth. And
Hey, chat. Before I let him continue, can we all give him some love? Can we give him the most love? This was amazing. This was so well done. Those questions were so well thought out. You did incredible, and I feel that we need some love. We need some hefty love.
thank you guys. I really appreciate you all. I really do want you to know that I appreciate you all. And if there's any way that I can help, just reach out. That's what I'm here for. That's why I was put on this planet. I know that. I know that that's my my place on this planet is to just help. So if there's anything I can do for any of you, just reach out and let me know. Um, between now and the next time we get together and stream, you're all absolutely amazing. And just remember that every single obstacle and barrier that is ever put in front of you is only there to help you to grow and become a stronger, better person. That's it.
Are you
That's all.
gonna raid out my beautiful friend before
Yes, I
you?
was literally just thinking, I don't know who's on because I'm waiting for my computer to finally switch over to Chrome because it's a
May I
basic.
make a suggestion?
Sure. There we
Okay.
go.
I'm gonna type it out in chat. You just
Okay.
have to copy paste this into chat without space at the beginning.
Yeah, that's asking a lot.
Well, I know. But we've got a few friends here, and this gal Nar, she is incredible. She'll keep the good vibes going.
Perfect. Are we ready?
Now you can say your whole
No.
goodbye. I cut you off
Good.
twice. Have at her, my dude.
All right. Well, I just want to say thank you to all of you for your support. You're all absolutely amazing. We are going to raid over to, I hope I say this right. I am Nar.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you all. I love you all. Appreciate you all. And I can't wait for next week. Are we same time, same place?
Yep.
Awesome. Love you guys. Appreciate you, Tissa. Everybody have a great night. And yeah, we'll see you all again soon.
I appreciate you all, ton, and thank you, Aaron, for having me. This was awesome. This was
Thank
so
you.
good.